Oh, we are back. This is the What Are We Watching podcast. I am your host, Christian Lee, and your co-host, Carlin Jackson. Now, normally we watch shows that my son and kids love and I love to hate. But this week, because we're coming back, it's going to be a little bit different. What is the new show that is back on TV for kids, Carlin?
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies! It might not be for Carlin's age group, but we sure wanted to talk about it. All right, stay tuned.
Yeah, Colin turns on the TV, Christian flips off the screen, cause there's no good children's shows that he's seen. We've got dogs with blogs, superheroes in the ER. All dads are dumb and kids have better PR. Colin just smile, Christian sits with the scowl. He complains to his son, all the kids shows suck now. They sit and discuss the show's plus and minuses while you listen or watch on YouTube to the arguments. Who is right? Is it the son or the dad? Either way you get to laugh knowing Christian is mad. So pull up a chair, get the corner poppin'. Here's a new episode of What Are We Watching?
All right, well, thank you for stopping by the What Are We Watching podcast. We kind of took a year off. That's a long vacation for a podcast, but this is season 4, I think, of the podcast. Why did we even take a whole year off anyway, Carlin?
Because I needed to focus on my schoolwork.
Yeah, focus on schoolwork, focus on some other things that we were trying to do. Just grow as a kid. And sometimes the podcast has to take a second seat to that, right? And
yes.
Hey, you're doing great. He's in the tag program at school. We are killing it. So we decided, hey, there's a new show that has relaunched for TV. Teletubbies is back. Oh my goodness. It's frightening. Okay, so we decided to talk about that. But what do we got going on tomorrow after we record, Carlin?
School.
School starts. Are you excited?
Yes.
And what are you most excited about for school starting this year?
Gym and friends.
Gym and friends. Well, it's a brand new school. You're in middle school this year?
Yes.
What is that, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade?
6th to 8th.
I don't even know what grade you're in at this point. I've got too many children. I've got one starting preschool. I've got one going into, I guess, 4th if you're in 6th. And you're in middle school for the first time. We had to go and test his locker. Carlin figured out how to use a locker combination, or mostly figured out how to use a locker combination. And man, it's a big school too, right? It's 2 stories.
Yes.
Everything's everywhere. It's nuts. But he's going to kill it this year. I'm super proud of him. Carlin also started his own business this summer, which was awesome.
Yes,
Tell everybody
I
what you did.
I mow lawns for money, and I've made a lot of money so far.
He has made a lot of money. Way more money than I had when I was a kid at his age. You put that together with his birthday money, and he might be making more than me at this point. I don't know. He might be the big earner in the house. I might hit him up for a loan soon. Yeah. All right. So, what are we watching, Carlin?
We are watching Teletubbies.
Okay. Now, why are we watching Teletubbies? Tell everybody why we decided on this one. Not just because it's come back and we've come back, but what's the main thing about Teletubbies?
Because I hate the show and it's creepy.
Is hate the word we're going to use to describe?
Okay, I guess I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
No, I was looking for a different word. Like frightened.
Okay, they scare me.
Now, we talked about this, and I asked Carlin, I said, could we do Teletubbies? Because it's back, we're back, it's going to be awesome. And I know you don't like Teletubbies. Now, Teletubbies have given you bad dreams.
Yes.
And you said, I'm fine with talking about that, Papa. It's cool. We can talk about it. But did it give you bad dreams as a 5-year-old? Or give you bad dreams as a
10-year-old.
As a 10-year-old.
I'm 11 now, but
yeah, they're freaky. They're freaky, and we're going to get into it. All right, now, as always, with our podcast, you want to watch what we're watching, right? So you know what the heck we're talking about? I mean, not that Teletubbies has got a really in-depth plot, but I will put a link below where you can see the episode we watched. But this one was called This Way, That Way. And the episode description is thus. The Teletubbies go this way and that way in the Tubby car and the Tubby Spinny. Or should I say, the Teletubbies go this way and that way in the Tubby car and the Tubby Spinny. Because that's how they talk. All right. Let's get into it. All right, each Teletubby show over here is 2 15-minute shows squeezed together like they do with other shows like Peppa Pig and all that kind of stuff. This is a baby show, okay? The initial show comes up, the baby sun. Now, is that one of the things that freaks you out, the baby sun, or just the Teletubbies?
It wasn't too bad. I thought it was weird the first time. It wasn't creepy, it was just weird.
It was weird that the sun is a baby?
Yeah, a baby head.
A baby head. And it giggles all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that they probably recorded that baby giggle in a bunch of different times, and then they've never used another baby. I'd like to see what that baby looks like now. If it's like just a haggard out drug addict under a bridge, just like, oh, I can't believe I was the Teletubby baby. I do heroin every day to forget. That would be funny. There's a very famous album cover from when I was young, a teenager. The album was Nevermind by Nirvana, and it had a little baby swimming in a pool, and his little winky was showing and everything. He was a naked little baby. And every, every 3 or 4 years, there's a, where's the baby from Nevermind now? And they'll go and find that kid who's now an adult, and they'll interview him. And they'll always ask him, how do you feel being naked on the... He's like, you've been asking me this for 20 years. I'm over it, okay? It got bigger. I'm happy with it. It's fine. So it was... And Walmart wouldn't carry that album unless they put like a parental advisory thing over the boys' little... So that's kind of funny. So we call them Winkies in the house with the little kids. All right. So we had the baby son. Then they bounce out of their holes and they go, 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's a baby show and they're trying to teach counting. But I don't think they ever got higher than 4 on anything. So one of the things you said that freak you out about the Teletubbies, I noted, which is them running. What did freak you out?
Well, they're very chubby and their faces look weird.
Okay, but they run around
super fast.
At fast speed.
Yeah.
Okay, now first of all, the Tubby thing. You said that in front of your mom when we were watching you. Watching it and we were talking with you about it. And your mom went, so, and I was like, yeah, I'll get it in the podcast. But this is what mom was about to say. So fat people creep you out? Because
No.
I am not a thin person. I have a Teletubby myself. Okay, no telly, just a tubby. I guess I could put my iPad here and freak Carlin out. So fat people freak you out, Carlin. That's where we are in life. Fat people freak Carlin out.
Fat people do not freak me out.
No, I am disappointed in you, son. I'm disappointed in you. And we can't hang out together anymore. So no more ice cream or hot dog king trips.
No, that's not how it is.
No trips to Highway 55 in North Carolina. No, it's all done.
Well, I noticed something really weird. Their legs were more in front of.
Yeah, they're weird.
Lined
dude.
up with
I totally agree with you. They are creepy and weird. And then the whole fast style of them running around does
They
look
just
like...
sped it up, but it's still...
They do that in horror movies, too, to make things scary. Like a little thing will creep out, and then it'll go... and creep. I think what they're doing here is kind of... Now, this is a British show. It's from the UK, all right? We know from the accent. But I think that what they're going for is kind of a Benny Hill thing. Now, Benny Hill was this comedian back in the day, before my day in the UK, and he was also a fat guy, so he would freak you out, Carlin.
No, he would not.
Fat shame. And so he would run around and do, like, there weren't any words in the show. And he would just do silly things, like funny videos and stuff that we watch. But it would go, and he would run around. And they would speed him up, and he'd chase girls around trees. And it was semi-inappropriate and appropriate. It was silly. It was like, it was like family fun, but they also showed boobies in it. It was weird. It was weird. Totally inappropriate for kids. Don't watch it. Okay. So it was strange. But they kind of do that fast motion run around thing. So I kind of get that Benny Hill vibe from it. And especially with the like tuba noises, because they'll just be doing something and it'll go womp womp,
Yeah.
It's like, what was that supposed to punctuate? It's not when they hit something or tripped. It didn't go womp womp when they trip. It just would do a tuba noise or a trombone noise. I don't get it, but I think it's that whole kids like watching silly things, Benny Hill kind of thing. I don't know. All right, but you should be happy. One of the Teletubbies does have brown skin, so you were represented in the Teletubbies. Did you notice that? They had 3 white Teletubbies and 1 brown Teletubby. And I guess that's probably about right for the UK because the ratio of brown people over there, it's a lot wider than the US, I think. I'll have to check my numbers. If you think I'm wrong, you can leave a comment below. But I'm pretty sure that their ratio is a little bit different. Okay, and then they've got that creepy white skin, you were saying.
Yes.
Creepy white faces.
Yes.
Okay, here's what bothered me, because I'd never really watched an episode of the Teletubbies before today.
Oh.
When they zoomed in on their eyes, I was like, that's freaky.
Yeah.
I don't dig it. I don't like it. It creeps me out.
Welcome to my world.
So if I have nightmares, I'm going to blame you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, the Teletubbies, all of a sudden it cut to a windmill, and it started spraying this magic dust all over the place, right?
Yes.
And then their antennas started lighting up and their tummies started lighting up.
Yes.
So have you seen other
That's
episode
weird
of this?
too.
Does it have, like, they only light up when the windmill lights up?
I think so.
Because it cut in, we didn't watch the other 15-minute episode, but it did cut into another one, and I saw it happen the same way. That's just weird. Like, what's the windmill? If we destroyed the windmill, could we kill the Teletubbies' telepathic powers? I would demolish that windmill in a second. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So then their tummies lit up. It's a television in their tummy,
Yes.
hence Teletubbies. And then they
And-
started showing...
Kids sending videos, like, with their parents. Like, this one where these kids were in a maze, and they were trying to find the center.
Which I'll tell you, that's other people's nightmares, is being stuck in a maze and not being able to get out. So that was like 2 nightmares fueled into one for somebody.
Well, one thing I don't get is, do they just let the kids send videos to send videos?
No.
Because they didn't really have anything to do with it.
They're professionally recorded videos. They're high quality. Maybe in the beginning they let people send it in, but that was a high quality camera. Somebody recorded that. I don't think that was a family recording. I think it's just meant to look like that. So, yeah.
Hey, we'll get right back to the episode, but we want to tell you about our sponsor, Zero Water.
Yes, Zero Water is the best filter that you can get for your water. It gets rid of 99.6 of all total dissolved solids. It is the best. It has exceeded every other water filter in lab tests. They have the filter in a bottle so you can have it on the go, or you can have this gigantic filter that lets you know when you need to change it out. But the thing about Zero Water that's awesome is you don't need to change it out as often as you do other filters. Not only does it get your water pristine, but it lasts longer and it tastes great. So we want to make sure you click the link below to check out Zero Water. You can get a really great deal on these filters if you click our special link below. And we just love this product. There's nothing like drinking great water throughout the day, but with Zero Water, that's all you're getting. Great, clean, wonderful water. All right, let's get back to the episode. All right, so their bellies light up, and then they show the kids in the maze. I don't know why. I think it's crazy. It had nothing to do with the episode of the Teletubby car, or what's it called? The Tubby car and the Tubby Spinny.
Well, once we get into that, I want to say something about that.
We will come back to that. So it cuts to the kids in the maze, and then it's over. And then the Teletubbies go, again, and they sound freaky. And then they show it again. And I looked over at you and Mom, and I was like, are they showing this crap again? Like, are we going to have to watch this crap
And I
again?
think they're a bit of a bad influence because they don't talk much and they don't say it, regularly.
Yeah, it's not like they're teaching kids how to talk. Again. I'm like, my baby talks better than that, and she's turning 2 in a couple weeks.
And they laugh all the time.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they
laugh.
get sweaty in that costume.
They have to get sweaty in there. You know, the guy in the Barney costume had a fan inside, an electric fan, and one time that thing caught on fire, and then he had to get out of it really fast. I love that you laugh about him possibly dying. I laugh too. All right, so one thing I was noticing is if this wasn't a British show, this would have never gotten big in the U.S. We love a British accent over here. We love a British accent. We love a Peppa Pig. We love a Teletubby accent. We love Doctor Who. I don't think if Doctor Who had a British accent, I don't think it would be as big over here. We love eating up UK stuff. I don't think it would have been as popular over here. And plus, you don't know this, but when Teletubbies first came out, it was controversial because they were talking about how the Teletubbies were satanic and teaching your kids bad things. And I was like, chill out, people. They're just crazy people in suits. It's a little nuts. But their eyes were creepy. Okay, so then it cuts to the Tubby car. What did you have to say about Tubby car?
They had 2 horns and 2 steering wheels.
Good point. You know what else has 2 steering wheels? A car that you learn to drive on sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so the driver instructor, if you're like about to crash or something, they'll turn
on
it.
The brakes, yeah. Although most of the times you just learn in a regular car. But there are driving. I didn't learn in a 2-wheel car, but yeah, that's interesting. You're right. That's silly because if one of them turns one way,
one of them was just turning like that, and it was going one way.
Yeah. It's like a little kid car. It doesn't do anything. Here's my question: is this just a ripoff of the Wiggles' Big Red Car, which is another show that I hate? The Wiggles' Big Red Car, driving near and driving far. You know that, I don't even know if those are the words. I want to take a shower now that I've sung it. I feel dirty. But we should have looked this up. So here's my question to you out there in the What Are We Watching podcast land. Leave a comment below, either when you find it on the audio page on whatareWeWatching.com or find it at youtube.com/whatareWeWatchingPodcast. Leave a comment on YouTube. Is the Big Red Car, did it come out first? Or did Teletubbies' Tubby car come out first? Because it looks like a knockoff of the Wiggles' Big Red Car.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. And they're Australian, not British. So they would be stealing from the Aussies there. Okay, so they're in the car. Here's a weird thought I had in the middle of Teletubbies. Are they on another planet?
That's what I was...
Because it says Teletubbies World or Teletubbies Land.
Yeah, Teletubby Land.
So are they on a different planet? And are they watching the children of Earth on their tummies? And are they watching the children of Earth so they can learn our ways and then take over and destroy the Earth? Yeah.
Wow.
That's my theory on Teletubbies. They're on another planet and they're watching our children and they're learning what they do so they can come here and they can destroy us. Boom. Mic drop. Teletubby knowledge. What do you think about that?
I don't think I would have ever thought of that.
Yeah. That's where this mind goes. That's where I go. What did you think about Teletubby Land? Where did you think it was?
Well, I don't know. I thought it was like in this portal somewhere.
So yours is a portal.
I don't know.
They're one of the Stargates. Okay. So then they got on the Tubby Spinny. Real original names here, guys. Tubby Car, Tubby Spinny, Teletubby. Really, really dumb. Okay, so the Tubby Spinny, what were you thinking about that? The spinny thing that they got on. It's basically like a merry-go-round.
I wish it had gone faster.
Me too.
It was really slow. But
they did speed it up some.
Yeah, but then it would slow down again.
Why did you want it to go faster?
I guess there would be more enjoyment in it, maybe.
I wrote down that I wanted it to go faster.
And they could fly off.
So that they could fly off and die.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But I was thinking about murder.
Oh.
You just wanted them to fly off and giggle. I wanted them to fly off and splat into one of the mountains. Or maybe fly into the child's sun. Okay, it's getting dark here. It's getting dark.
And he opens his mouth and swallows.
And he's the murderous son. Black hole sun, won't you come? All right, so that's pretty much it for this Teletubbies because we didn't watch it. So they're freaky. Their skin is weird and freaky like a mask. They got freaky eyes. And they're just generally just freaky.
Yeah.
They're nightmare fuel.
I just wonder what they really planned for the episode. Like, I know they planned the Tubby car and the Tubby Spinny. They have to plan it all,
yeah.
But it just seems so random.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even, like, teach you anything. I will at least say this for the Wiggles. They'll teach you, like, a math problem. they'll teach you a new word or something. I don't know. They'll try to do something to teach you with their silly songs. Usually they're talking about eating vegetables in the car. Teletubbies didn't do anything. Watched a kid
They
in a maze.
just run around, act crazy, look weird, and
Got
do
in the car,
weird things.
did nothing. Got in the spinny thing and did nothing. I mean, it's really just garbage. But I'm going to put a picture up on our screen right now of what the Teletubbies are all about. And it's a picture of my daughter, Alexi, who's about to turn 2 years old, staring at the Teletubbies. And just arms down, zombie, going... You know, you could almost imagine drool coming out of her mouth as she's just like zoomed in on the Teletubbies.
They have it somehow where little kids are addicted to it.
Yeah, maybe
for no reason. It's so ridiculous.
Because they're going to take over the world.
And it only works on babies.
It only works on babies. See, that's the thing. If all the babies in the world watch Teletubbies, then one day they're just going to send a signal and they're all just going to stand there like this, and then they're just going to destroy us. All right, then they do bye-bye time.
Yes.
Bye-bye time. And they just lay... Okay, so when they go bye-bye, and then they just lay on the grass behind a hill.
Yeah.
Okay, why? They've got that hole in the ground. Why didn't they say bye-bye and jump down the hole? So they say bye-bye, and then they pounce up again and go, ha-ha, we're just joking. Well, they don't say we're just joking because they don't talk at all. But they said something, and Lexi said it automatically because they obviously do it every time. They pretend to lay down and do bye-bye, and then they pop up, and we're like, surprise! And then they pop back down again. They're laying behind those hills so you don't see them, so when you're walking by, they can grab you and get you. I think that's what they're doing, man. Is that freaking you out? Dream about that tonight,
No,
Carlin.
I'm just thinking about you and your thoughts. What do you think about?
I think about a lot of bad things. And I think that they're laying in behind those hills. They perfectly hide. And then when you're walking through Tubby Lane, they grab your leg and they take you down that hole. And they never show you what the Teletubbies eat.
And how did they need practice going down that hole? Because it does look a little small, like if they bump their head.
Yeah, it's totally green screen. They totally pop them like, wee, or blue screen for the green one. All right, so I don't know. And I was thinking the whole time, why don't they just pop in the hole? But after they do the fake bye-bye time behind the hills, then they do pop down the hole.
Yeah.
I was like, why not do that before? Because they're grabbing people's ankles and they're eating them. That's why. They're eating people. I hope no very young children. Well, any kid that likes Teletubbies can't understand this podcast. So this is for moms and dads and older kids like Carlin that are totally freaked by Teletubbies. If you were going to give the Teletubbies a rating, 1 being garbage, that was crap and garbage together, garbage, 1 being garbage, and 10 being awesome, what would the Teletubbies rate?
1.
1.
If not less.
Negative 35 bazillion Teletubby numbers to me. Which is how far I hope they are away from us in space, so that when they take over the world, I'm not still here.
Me too.
Okay. All right. So there you go. We are back. We watched an old show that they have relaunched, Teletubbies. It's frightening. Everybody was frightening. It was bad. This has been the What Are We Watching podcast. Be sure to check out the sponsor that we talked about earlier. And I just want to know what you thought of the show. And we would love if you click that subscribe button. Smash that button on your computer, kids and mom and dad. And then be sure to click that little bell. And that way you'll be notified when we have a new episode. We like to do fun things at the podcast, like giveaways for people. And we're going to have a lot of those this season. And we're going to be talking to more celebrity guests. Like we talked to Millie Davis from Odd Squad, who's, man, that's up in the tens of thousands, that episode. And Chris Tallman from the Thundermans. We're going to have lots more celebrity guests throughout the next season. So be sure to click that subscribe button and share with your friends so that they can watch it as well. All right? If you are in school with Carlin, come tell him you saw him on the podcast. He'll love that. All right. Anything else you want to say to people about the Teletubbies or anything else?
Teletubbies are creepy. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. This production is brought to you by the Plaid Dad Blog Podcast Network. For more information, visit plaiddadblog.com.